great outdoors. Today, Isaiah and I are headed out to the Treasure Coast Wildlife Center in Palm City, Florida. It's a wildlife center, and that means that they take in injured wildlife, not dogs, cats, or whatever, but actual wildlife, deer, birds, whatever wildlife that someone finds out in the wild that's hurt. They can bring it here and they'll care for it. And I'm really excited. Wildlife centers are kind of a favorite place for me. I love wild animals, and I like people who take the time and the expense to take care of them. Because a lot of animals can't take care of themselves, and wild animals are that way. I'm excited because I hear they got deer, they got alligators, they got bald eagles and owls, and you name it, they got it. So we're pulling up in the driveway. Isaiah is videotaping and I'm driving, and I'm just excited. He's excited. So hey, hang in there. We got a lot to show you. Got a lot of interesting information, and we'll even give you information how you can help also. So hey, we'll be right back after these messages. Well, we met up with Dan Martinelli, who's executive director here at the Tcwc, and he gave us a young man named Brian Semino, who is an animal care specialist, and he's going to stay with us and teach us all about caring for these animals. And we're going to start out by feeding them. He'll explain how some get to eat in the morning, some later in the afternoon. So hey, let's talk with Brian and see what we can find out.
I'm Brian. I'm staff here at Treasure Coast Wildlife. Been here almost 2 years now, and I do everything from cleaning to feeding to any kind of animal care that is necessary. Right now I'm fixing lunches for everybody that we have here, patients and permanents, and got a little smorgasbord of everything here. Fruits, vegetables, protein, seed, even some omnivore pellets, bugs, you name it, we got it. We also got a lot of water birds here that eat fish, just constantly going through that.
So roughly how much does it cost a day to feed the wildlife here?
Oh, I'm not really in on the finances part.
Okay.
We have other people that could answer those questions. But
do you have to buy all the food, or does
yeah,
somebody donate it? Or?
No, we come out of pocket for the food, which donations do help.
Yeah. Do you know right offhand how many animals you have here? Right now?
Right now, at least 100.
Are they mostly birds or reptiles?
Reptiles, mammals, and birds.
Yeah.
Florida native wildlife, though. We don't try to collect everything, just anything that fits in that bracket.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. How many days a week do you volunteer here?
Well, I'm actually paid staff, but I started as a volunteer.
How long have you been working here?
It'll be 2 years and 2 months. But I absolutely love it out here.
Are you from Florida, or?
I've lived up north and I've lived in Florida the other half, so I know what I could be up against. I'm pretty lucky to be down here in Florida, honestly. The weather's great. Can't complain there. It's just a little hot sometimes, but we all deal with that.
Hey, what is this fish? Who eats the fish?
These are thread herring. We get these in bulk for our mini water birds that we have.
And
mostly pelicans, though, eat these.
You have to buy them?
Yep, they come out of pocket.
Let me ask you a question. If a fisherman was out and they were netting something similar to this, could they bring it here?
Sure, we do have different guys that can eat this, but these need to be in full form for the pelicans to be able to swallow. They can't eat fish fillets like you would think that people are giving them out there.
So if they went out, somebody went out bait fishing and they hit a school of whatever they are. I mean, I've seen schools of fish out there in the ocean, and pelicans eat the bait fish. You know, so
it has to be.
Can people bring stuff here?
Donate that? No, we like to know where our source is. It's not always the safest thing to trust what everybody brings you. Exactly. So we like to know.
I just wondered if there was maybe some kind of a government inspection on or standard that you guys have to go by in order to feed your animals.
Yeah, everything that comes in bulk order wise is through a company that's well known that has permission to do that. That does it for the masses. So we all have reliable sources on where it comes from.
What are these? These look like minnows.
These are silverside. Okay. Silverside fish.
Saltwater?
Yeah, brackish saltwater.
And who eats those?
Gulls, the wading birds.
I thought all seagulls ate at McDonald's.
They do that too. Garbage is on the list too for a lot of them.
This is their stuff too?
Yep.
Crickets and some of the stuff is crawling.
Those mealworms and superworms.
And who eats those?
Just about every bird here. They all like the stuff that's alive and moving and crawling, and that gets their attention. Okay,
so where are we at in the process?
Well, since we've got everything prepared, now we're ready to start delivering to the patients and the permits.
Okay, all right guys, get ready, it's time to eat. Now these guys look like are these permanent or?
They're permanent. The male over here has a shoulder fracture. He can't fly.
I can see that.
He's still working on it, but could be a long time till that heals, if it ever does heal. And the other female has a cleft foot. You can see that. But she still gets around and she can do everything a normal crow could.
Did they come in as babies or? No,
they both came in at juvenile stage, but we have had babies come in that we'll raise. Up north, she had migratory distress and washed up on the shore. So she's here in recovery, and we're going to release her pretty soon to try and head back up north.
And did these birds see a vet all the time, or how do you know when they're ready to go back?
Well, right now she's eating, and we get her in the water. These are the water birds, so she's more comfortable in the water than she is on land. We get her in to swim every day for some exercise, and we need to see her oil glands working, which will help her stay on top of the water. When they're malnourished, they don't have that as much, so they lose it. We give them nutrition to try and speed that process up, and as soon as her oils are back in working condition, we'll let her go. Either the public finds it and calls animal control and they bring it to us, or the public will find it and bring it to us directly.
Okay, so you work pretty close with animal control?
Absolutely. Can't say that for every county, but we do a good job of training ours to know what to do in certain situations and help us do our job. That will be joining them as soon as he gets stabilized. Yep. Eastern screech owls. And they get chicks at the end of the day, so there's nothing really to do right here right now. They are cool though.
They are.
And this one's got the equivalent cataracts. You can see his
I can
eyes are
see 'em.
both blue, which is not. Okay, let me get my close-up.
And how did you get him?
Um,
Do you remember?
I'm not sure. He
I mean,
came in a
he's-
while ago. I'd have to look that up. But most of the time, these guys are migratory distress. So
Uh-huh.
I'm in real thin, real weak.
And and what kind of bird is he?
The yellow-billed cuckoo.
Get good pictures of it.
Pretty distinguishing features.
Oh, you're a bad boy. You're a bad boy, ain't you? You're a bad boy. You don't scare me. You don't scare me.
Illegal. So what happens is they just distinguish us with food,
Mm-hmm.
and after that it becomes a nuisance.
So
Yeah.
are you the operator of this place?
I'm the executive director,
Executive director. Your name?
Dan Martinelli.
Dan Martinelli. And the lady that's here that works, is that your wife?
No, that's one of my staff.
One of
You
your
probably
staff?
saw Barry.
Yeah. How many people do you actually have here on staff?
Well, paid staff and volunteer staff are slightly different.
Yeah, paid staff.
We have a few people that are actually paid a minuscule amount to work here.
Mm-hmm.
Barry happens to be one of them. The gentleman you saw earlier, Tim, is another. Vicky is another. Who else did you see? You saw Brian in animal care.
He was excellent. He really
Brian
knew
is
what
part
he
of
was
the
doing.
animal care staff.
Uh-huh.
That's about it for paid staff, but we have on any given day anywhere from a couple to a dozen or more volunteer staff that come in and help with animal care and help with keeping the place functional and building things and taking care of physical plant issues and things like that.
We've tried to put other blue jays that are rehabbing that we've raised in here with them, and they beat them up. They don't
Yeah,
take
this is
time to
theirs
new
now.
visitors. So these two run this area. If not a decade or two.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have them for another 80 or 90 years,
That's right.
and they get big.
Yeah, I'd say he's about half the size he could be.
This is a male. He had gotten hit by a car.
He was hit by a car.
Hit by a car. And he's been here recuperating. They're afraid that his spine was injured, and but looks like he's ready to go. And what are you doing?
I am feeding our ICU. These are our little guys that hopefully will be turning loose very shortly.
And what is it?
Royal tern and a herring gull.
And the herring gull is the larger one, I'm
Yes.
guessing, right? Guys here.
Looks like the big guy is telling the little guy what to do. Hey guys, I'll tell you what to do.
There's a gull, and I'm not quite sure what this little guy is. He's beautiful though, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I've seen you at McDonald's.
Looking for a little scratch of something not good for them.
Yeah.
Not that we were going in there, and then I ran back over here one more time. And now then she can't get out.
I'll pull her out. It's just for, that really helps her for her breeding, to get her feathers wet, get her soaked, and then she's forced
She
her
was
to
able
clean.
to, that she was too. She
Swallowtail Kite.
Yes, sir.
He's pretty. He's upset. And what's your name, young lady?
Brianna.
Brianna? How old are you?
12.
12. Are you a volunteer here? Okay. How long have you been volunteering here?
Couple months.
Okay. You really enjoy it though, don't you? I can tell by the look on your face. What school do you go to?
I'm homeschooled.
Oh, homeschool. Cool. You live right around here? Oh, very nice. I think Ducky likes you.
Yes, Ducky wants to come home with us. We have duckies and geese at the house.
Uh-huh.
And we offered to take them home once they find out what kind of he is.
Oh. Yeah, that may take some research.
One word. Probably explosive. I'd go with dynamic. Firepower. Persevering. Resolute. I'll have some excellence.
How does somebody volunteer? do they have to? Tell me how someone would volunteer if they wanted to come.
Well, we
out
use
here.
volunteers for a lot of different tasks, and depending upon what that task would be, there may be a slightly different system. Simplest thing to do is simply take a look at the website and see what volunteer opportunities we
And that
have here.
website is what?
It's tcwild.org, www.tcwild.org, O-R-G.
It's right there, folks. If you want to live
Real
in this
simple.
area, it's right here. This is right here.
And on that website, you'll see volunteer opportunities. So a lot of people are interested in hands-on care of the animals. So we have the people that do feeding and cleaning.
Okay.
These are the folks that help prepare diets for the animals and help clean up the inevitable result of presenting animals with diets. That's our feed and clean crew. We have some other people that, that we have trained to present some of our educational animals in public forums like Stewart Air Show and other major public events, and also for classroom presentations or for clubs or groups or people that are interested in learning more about Florida's wildlife. We make those presentations available, and we have some volunteers that are involved in that aspect of it. We have other volunteers that help us with physical plant issues. We need to mow the lawn, we need to trim the bushes, and we have people that come out and help us do those tasks. We have other volunteers that are interested in fundraising in different aspects. One thing that people can do is stage their own fundraiser. A simple barbecue in your backyard where you request that your guests learn something about the organization and perhaps offer some small measure of support. You can do a fundraising event all by yourself.
Okay, so let's say that, and that's a fantastic idea. Let's say that I want to have a fundraiser in my backyard. Could I call you and have somebody bring like a couple of animals there to show?
Absolutely, indeed, yes.
And they would contact you or just someone here?
Just call the office and we'll be able to direct the call from there.
Okay, okay, so all the information that anybody would need to do one of these fundraisers, to come out here and volunteer, is all on that website.
Absolutely.
Everything they need to know.
I hope so.
Spend any money. Who what? That one that's on the ground over there, when you were cutting the food up, he was peeking around the tree.
Yeah.
I could just see his little head sticking out.
Trying to see what you guys are up to. Those birds are over 30 years old, which that's unheard of in the wild.
So what's up? How are you doing? Everything okay? Huh? Any complaints? What do you mean humans suck? He likes you to scare him. Yeah. But it won't be fertilized because there ain't no... While we were talking, an owl named Whitefeather decided it was her time to lay an egg. Now this egg is not going to be fertilized because she is chained there where she can't get to the other birds. They are all predator birds, and she just can't fertilize an egg, but she can lay
That
them.
is one feather's egg, which is not fertile. She has no male.
Uh-huh. And how often does she lay eggs?
Usually it's yearly towards the...
This is a female that just laid an egg. And we showed you the egg, and it's not fertile. She's not been able to mate with anybody, so her baby days is over. But she seems to be happy. Ooh, jumpy, ain't ya? He ready to attack. That's his... No, that's not what...
You guys can step in if you want.
Didn't I see you in Nemo? Huh? You better get over there and eat. Uh-oh.
Better get over there and eat. Don't be biting me.
They know the routine by now. They're waiting for the food to come out.
Ray, watch. Look out, he'll bite
Hey.
you. Yeah, he's
I'll tell you, there's one thing you don't want to do is to get bit by one of these pelicans. Notice the sharp tooth type
job.
thing at the edge of its
Good job.
beak, and his beak is actually lined with serrated, sharp teeth. So when they pull back, they just tear everything right off. I know. He bit me in the butt.
Ray. Mama, look out.
What's your name, ma'am?
Renee.
Faye?
Renee.
Oh, Renee. Oh, I'm sorry about
That's
that.
okay.
You volunteer here?
Yes.
How many days a week do you volunteer?
1 day a week.
1 day a week?
Yes.
You spend all day here or what?
No, usually just a couple hours to help cleaning the cages. We usually they have a lot of volunteers here, and we just carry usually a section. Today's a little quiet because some are on vacation, and you know, it's that time of the year. But yes, we usually just carry a section of cleaning.
And I think you told me earlier that you had animals of your own.
Yes, we do.
What do you have?
We have horses, ducks, geese, frogs, guinea pigs, birds. What else do we carry? Dogs, cats. We have a little bit of everything. Yes.
So you're an animal lover.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, good. And thank you for volunteering here.
Thank
They
you
do.
very
You all
much.
do a great job.
Yes, we try hard.
Thank you.
I'm happy they let us be involved in this. This is an absolutely pleasurable experience for us.
Now it's time to head over to one of my favorite animals, the whitetail deer. I just have a special place in my heart for these creatures. They're so docile and so pretty and just so loving to their babies, and I don't think I could ever shoot one, but who knows. So hey, sit back and enjoy our little rendezvous with our two little whitetail deer here at the Treasure Coast Wildlife Center in Palm City, Florida.
Now, what's your name? What's your name?
These guys come in as fawns or young ones. I think their mom was hit on the interstate, and they come in. And once they get used to humans, you can't put them back out. So
Yeah.
this is pretty much where they'll be the rest of their lives.
So what do you do with the mouth?
That's all we can do. So we're hoping to place her with another facility that needs her as an educational bird, or we might just start manning her ourselves for replacement for ours. Right now, no, we just take them to schools and stuff.
I'm not going any closer.
It was really kind of neat being this close and personal with bald eagles. There was two bald eagles. One of them was blind in one eye, and the other one had a wing problem. And they had them in this giant flight cage. This is where they put the birds in their final attempt to get them strong enough to fly. But these guys are injured and they're here permanently. Even the turkey vultures are here permanently. They got 2 eagles, 2 vultures, and a couple of beautiful, beautiful hawks. And the hawks and the eagles really kind of stay away from each other. There was one time that I thought I was going to get attacked, like there. I left that in. It probably should have been taken out, but
We're still waiting on them.
there was that eagle was flying towards me.
Tell me about the age requirements. Can kids come out here and volunteer? Or
Our liability carrier requires children under 16 to be physically accompanied by their own adult chaperone.
Okay.
We are not allowed to be in loco parentis for younger children.
Okay.
So we actually get two for the price of one there. Having some adult supervision, could be a parent, could be grandma, could be aunt or uncle, could be anybody that is going to supervise that child during that child's volunteer involvement. So that means that supervisor doesn't just get to sit in the car and listen to the radio and read an ebook.
Right.
That person has to actively participate with the child. Beyond that, there is no age limit. We've actually had some rather elderly people able to do some tasks here. We had a gentleman in his mid-80s that would come out and clean cages until we lost him. We have younger people that come with their folks. We have younger people that have graduated beyond that. By the time they're acceptable to our liability carrier, they get to be 16, 17, 18 years old. They can drive for themselves. They can come here on their own, and provided that they are working within our own restrictions, then we're perfectly comfortable to have them. So there is no specific age limitation.
Now, on the website, it also says that this isn't open to the public, correct?
Correct. Unfortunately, right now we do not have public visitation here.
Okay. Is that something that's down the road, maybe?
Indeed. We're in the process of building a new facility, and regrettably, given the state of the economy, that's taking longer than we had hoped.
Right. I understand.
So for right now, we do educational programs with native wild animals for schools or interest groups or clubs or anything else, literally all over South Florida.
Okay, so they have to come to you. And what happens if my grandson says, hey, you wouldn't believe that over Christmas vacation, I went to this wildlife hospital, and I think it really would fit into our criteria, in our science class. Can we take a field trip out here?
No, regrettably, that's what we can't do.
Okay, that's what I want to
But
know.
we can bring that field trip into the classroom.
You can. And
We can bring some of our permanently impaired, non-releasable educational animals into the classroom. We can actually provide programs that are within a number of different curricular subjects. We say that with some justification that we have programs suitable for everything from nursery school to nursing home and everything in between. You have a fourth grade class that's interested in American Studies. That's a fourth grade requirement here in the state of Florida. Well, American Studies includes the fact that we have this rich natural heritage around us, and we can supplement that curriculum. If you had a junior high school science class that was studying birds, well, certainly we can bring birds and do a directed piece on how birds function in the environment, what a bird is, what it looks like, how it operates. You maybe go up to college level and you want to talk about the ecosystems that make up South Florida. We have representatives of those ecosystems that we can also, we have animals that crawl on the ground, animals that fly through the sky. We can do both an age and an interest and a curriculum appropriate educational program for virtually any group. If it's not a specific directed group like that, it's simply a club or organization. You belong to the Kiwanis or the Elks Club, and you'd like to have a speaker that's interesting and entertaining and relates to South Florida, we can fill that role as well. Again, we have, if I walk into your Elks Club with a bald eagle on my fist, I think it'll be a rather interesting talk for that group.
Right, I agree with that.
So we're able to do all of those
Is
things.
there any charge for that?
There is.
Okay.
Depending upon the length of the presentation, the distance, the complexity of
How
it.
far will you go?
We've done programs as far as Key West. We've done programs north as far as Melbourne, Sebastian, places like that. Closer in our general area, we are in Martin County. We are next to Palm Beach County, and next to, on the other side, St. Lucie County, and to the west we border on Okeechobee County. within that general area for a normal 45 to 55 minute classroom type presentation in which we would bring 3 or 4 or 5 different animals, a general wildlife program, one from column A, one from column B, one from column C, something like that. Our normal charge is $100. Realistically, our mission is to provide this education. If you have a group that has a genuine financial hardship and you want a program from us, we will bring it to you free of charge. We're not going to ask to see IRS statements or anything else. If you tell me we literally don't have $100 to scrape together, I'll ask if you have 50. I'll ask if everybody that comes to the program can bring $1. Or I'll ask if everybody that comes to the program can bring a roll of paper towels. And on that basis, we're more than happy to help out by providing this, because in addition to wildlife rehabilitation, public education is our stated mission. So we want to be able to do that. But at the same time, we realize that virtually every Kiwanis club probably has an extra $100 that they could afford. Even most classrooms, the kids can scrape together $1 or $2 a piece and engage a classroom presentation. If they can't, again, we'll do it for nothing. But if they can, we desperately need the support. Maintaining the 1,500 or so new incoming patients that we see every year, providing them with quality medical and rehabilitative care is not cheap. Taking care of the physical plant that's necessary in order to accommodate those incoming patients is also not cheap. So that reverse support from the community through payment of program fees goes directly back out again in care for the animals.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for having us here.
Pleasure.
This has been a great experience.
It's my pleasure. Glad to have you.
Okay. This is Al Vine from Great Outdoors Productions. Say, if you get the opportunity to come out here and volunteer, believe me, I learned a lot today, just in the few hours that I spent out here. Seen a lot of great birds, and I got to roam with the deer, and it was just outstanding. I'm working on a Gopher Tortoise program, and they have a Gopher Tortoise that has just passed, and he's going to be released to the wild here in the next day or so. So it's just been a great day. And
Terrific.
thank you, and
Thank you
God
again.
bless you for the job that
Thank
you
you
guys
so much.
do.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.